"You're sure it's him?" Marissa whispered, her heart pounding as she peeked through the frosted glass door of the high-rise office. The receptionist nodded, looking equally stunned. "That's Mr. Royce. He requested to see you personally. Said it's urgent." Marissa swallowed hard, clutching the handle of her worn canvas bag. This was unreal. People like him didn't summon people like her. Yet here she was, standing in the gleaming tower of Royce Enterprises, feeling wildly out of place in her thrift store blouse. 3 weeks earlier, the grocery store checkout line was long, and Marissa's toddler, Ellie, was fussing in her arms. She cringed at the judgmental stares of strangers as Ellie's cries grew louder. Marissa glanced at the items on the conveyor belt. Formula, bread, a few cans of soup, essentials, nothing more. The total flashed on the screen, $52.37. Marissa's stomach sank as she handed the cashier a handful of crumpled bills and loose change. It wasn't enough. "Can you put the bread back?" she muttered, her cheeks burning. A deep voice from behind her interrupted. "Don't bother." She turned to see a man, middle-aged, disheveled, with a scruffy beard and kind, tired eyes, handing the cashier a crisp $20 bill. "No, I can't." Marissa started to protest, but he waved her off. "You've got a little one to take care of. I've been there." Choking back tears, she rummaged in her bag and handed him her last $5. "I can't take it for free. Please, it's all I have. I want to give something back." The man hesitated, then accepted it with a solemn nod. "Thank you. You didn't have to do that." "Neither did you," she replied, smiling faintly. Back in the present, Marissa's heels clicked against the marble floor as she was escorted into the expansive office. She could barely breathe as she stepped inside, the imposing figure of Mr. Royce standing by the window, silhouetted against the city skyline. "Ms. Carter," he said, turning to face her. "Thank you for coming." His voice was calm but commanding. Marissa blinked, unsure of how to respond. "I doubt you remember me," he continued, moving toward his desk. Her confusion deepened. I don't understand. Have we met?" He chuckled softly, shaking his head. "3 weeks ago. Grocery store. You gave me your last $5. Marissa's jaw dropped. "I didn't tell you who I was because I wanted to see the kind of person you are. Someone who'd give her last dollar to a stranger? That's rare. It's the kind of integrity this world needs." Marissa's mind raced, struggling to process his words. "Your generosity inspired me," he continued. "I've been looking for someone like you, a partner for a project close to my heart. I'm starting a foundation to help single mothers, and I'd like you to run it." Her breath caught. "Me? But I don't have the experience." "Experience can be learned," he interrupted. "Kindness and character can't. I'll provide the resources. You just bring your heart." The resolution tears spilled down Marissa's cheeks as she looked at the contract in front of her. A job, a steady income, and a chance to help women like her. It was everything she'd ever dreamed of. As she signed her name, she thought about that $5. A small gesture, born out of gratitude, had turned into a lifeline. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling. Mr. Royce smiled. "No, Ms. Carter, thank you." And with that, Marissa's life changed forever.